household of DIDMUS Nini?
Habari ya nyinyi bwana. Hapa najua OT, najua etu, Alfao, huyo namjua sura. Hiyo vitu vingi sana mingi sana bana, hiyo watu wanaweza fikiria onekane huko juu.
Kilala pande moja.
Can you do like this? Naweza fungua hii yangu hivi sio? Haya, mimi niko tayari. Yeah, thank you very much, members of the Fourth Estate, for coming so that we can have a discussion on a number of issues that I wanted to share with the people of Kimilili and the people of Bungoma. Kwanza, cha msingi ni kwamba ukiangalia historia ambayo iliweza kufanya bunge la kitaifa kuzaliwa, ni kwamba nia kubwa ilikuwa kwamba watu wachaguliwe ili waweze kuhakikisha kwamba wanaleta suluhu kwa matatizo mengi ambayo wananchi wanapitia kila wakati. Na vile nilivyochaguliwa, nimekuwa nikisikia ama nikiona wananchi wengi wa Kimilili, wale wa Tongaren, wale ya maeneo ya Mount Elgon ambayo ni maeneo jirani na eneo bunge langu la Kimilili, watu wa kutoka Kapchai hasa katika wadi ya Mukuyuni, na wale wenye kutoka maeneo bunge jirani ya Webuye West na Webuye East wamekuwa wakihangaika kutafuta huduma za serikali, na wamekuwa wakilazimika kusafiri zaidi ya kilomita 20 kwenda Bungoma town ili kutafuta huduma ya serikali. Kwa hivyo jambo hili limekuwa likinikera kwa muda mrefu. Lakini mwaka uliopita niliweza kufanya mazungumzo na Ministry of Public Service, na wakakubali kwamba tuweze kujenga huduma center hapa Kimilili, huduma center ambayo ingerahisisha wananchi kupata huduma ya serikali. Na ndio maana sisi kama asina ya ustawi ya maeneo bunge ya CDF tukaanza mpango ya kuweka pamoja shilingi milioni 80 ili tuweze kujenga huduma center ambayo ni kubwa zaidi kuwahi kujengwa hapa katika nchi yetu ya Kenya hii. Siku ya leo ninapozungumza hivi, huduma center hiyo inafika kikomo katika ujenzi kwa wiki moja ambayo inakuja. Na vile mnavyojua, hii huduma center, huduma ambazo serikali inatoa huwa inategemea size ya ile huduma center. the services that are seconded on any Huduma center are dictated by the available space. Because Huduma center means a building where various agencies of government that offer services to the people can set up their desk and second their staff. So the Huduma center that we have built in Kimilili constituency factored in all those concerns of having enough space for all available government services that can be seconded into our Huduma center. So today I am happy because the Huduma center in Bungoma doesn't offer all the services that the government of Kenya extends to her citizens because of limited space where other agencies cannot second their staff. So the Huduma center that we are going to open up in Kimilili town from January will be offering some services which are not offered in the Huduma center that is situated in Bungoma town. Because as you are all aware, the Huduma center that is in Bungoma town was just hived from the old building that was housing the former Postal Corporation of Kenya, and therefore the space is not enough. So some of the services which we are going to offer from Huduma Center in Kimilili, they include identity and documentation, which entails national ID application and replacement, passport application and renewal, birth certificate application and correction, death certificate issuance. The services that are offered that are falls within the social services that will be available in Kimilili Huduma Center, NSSF registration and statements, NHIF services, of course now is not NHIF but SHA services, higher education loans application and clearance. We have also services that falls within the category of business and employment, which is business registration, single business permit, and labor related services. We'll also be offering government services that falls within the category of security and justice, which entails police clearance certificate, Kenya police abstract when you lose very important items. They require you to have a police abstract, and ethics and anti-corruption clearance certificates. We'll also be offering services that are within the financial and the payment sector that include KRA services, taxes, PIN registration, Kenya Power Lighting services, payment of rent and rates on various government requirements as per the law of our country. And we also agreed that we also have other services that will include voter registration, gender and affirmative action funds application, credit services for women enterprises, and we're also trying to approach NTSA so that we can be able to, they can be able to provide services which doesn't necessitate people traveling all the way to Nairobi. Like if you want to apply for renewal of your driving license, if you want to upgrade the class of your driving license, if you want to book for your vehicle inspection, you don't have to travel far to be able to achieve these services. So today, as a member of parliament, my joy is that I am able to put to end the sufferings that the people of Kimilili, Mount Elgon, Tongaren, Webuye West, Webuye East, and Kapchai that have been enduring. It has made access of a very simple government service very expensive because you have to travel to and fro to Bungoma. Number two, when I was elected member of parliament in 2017, many of the schools within the community constituency were mud walled. Over 18 schools had pupils and students learn from under trees. So we embarked on a rigorous program of phasing out mud walled primary schools, replacing them with modern story buildings that will go a long way in improving the learning environment for the children of Kenya, whom by God's grace live within the borders of community constituency. We were able to achieve 50% of my goal as the new member of parliament within the first 2 years. By the time when I was completing my first 5 years, the run up to the last general elections, I had phased out all mud walled classrooms in the community constituency, and that we had also managed to ensure that the over 10 primary schools where the children did not have a place to call a school, but they were learning from a rented piece of land, and they were either using the church or some makeshift structures as classrooms. So we also managed to build new schools on new sites. Some of those schools that we build from scratch on new sites are schools like Tarajamungu Primary School, schools like Punda Primary School, Ngoli Primary School, Bisikumeni SDA, Alan Bradley, Namahele Primary School, Asem Kikwechi Primary School, Chelekei Bahai Secondary School, Mahonge Primary School, Matisi Primary School, and there is a school called Home Baptist Primary School. Another one called Namasanda Primary School. These are schools that were completely not there. They were only existing on paper, but they didn't have a physical address. They were learning under trees. So as a member of parliament during my first 5 years, I was able to ensure that there is no child within the borders of community constituency that would purchase education under a tree or in a class or in a church or in a land donated by a well-wisher. This my second term, when I came in during the first financial year, we embarked on a journey to ensure that all the projects that were initiated during the last parliament are completed, which we successfully managed. I also embarked on another milestone of ensuring that we replace all the old buildings that were built during colonial times. Some were built after independence. They were worn out, completely worn out. And we say that it doesn't make sense whether we have built a story building of 8 classrooms, but the old other 20 or 18 or so number of classrooms are completely dilapidated. So we embarked on a program of ensuring that We replace all those time-worn buildings in our schools, and we ensure that all our classrooms are tiled. The lawn is well manicured with cabral works from the gate to the parade square and to the access that children will use to enter the classrooms. So that one we are doing very well as we speak today. 15 schools are undergoing the makeshift. And we are so far completed around 10 schools. We are completing the remaining 8 within a period of not more than 5 days from today. And then we have already also embarked on another procurement program so that we do another 25 from NGCDF funds for this financial year. I am one of very few members of parliament in our country, maybe the only one, that I can confidently say that we will go to the next elections of 2027 with no building that is very old in my constituency. We will have replaced all the schools that were built below 2017. All those schools that were built before 2017. We will have replaced all of those schools. We will have tiled all our classrooms, and we will have manicured all the lawns and the gardens of the schools, including Cabro, all the way from the gate to the parade square and to the classrooms. This is the contribution that I want to leave behind in the Kimilili constituency. I decided to do so because I am a believer that you can only be remembered not by your name, not by the size of your body, not by how many years you've been a member of parliament, because there are very many people who are qualified to be members of parliament, even more qualified than myself. So what will make the people of Kimilili remember me is not the years that I've served as their member of parliament. It's not my size, not where I come from, not the name of my parents, but because of how I have re-engineered first lift of our learning institutions. That's what will make the people of Kimilili remember me. How I used my position, my influential position as a member of parliament, to bring our Huduma Center that has never existed and to shape our education facilities to a level that we can aptly say that they are true centers of excellence. This is so because even when you read the Bible talks about Jesus Christ in every chapter. It talks about Jesus. The Quran talks about Muhammad, not because they lived very many years. There are many people who lived many years than Muhammad in the Quran. And there are people who lived many years in the Bible than Jesus Christ. But they are not remembered. So we remember Jesus because of the service that Jesus extended to humanity. So this is what drives me, that I must offer service to humanity. I must use my influential position that the people of Kimilili has given me to make a difference in their life so that they can remember me. Number two, when I was first elected member of parliament, our road network in Kimilili constituency were dilapidated. Our roads were impassable. The electricity coverage was at 21%. Today, as we speak, I have managed to increase the number of households that have access to electricity from 21% to 86%. And as we speak today, we have more than 15 villages where we are connecting households on power, and that the projects are running today as we speak. Either the poles have been delivered, the service line is being constructed, or the electrical installation systems in household is being energized, either through a new scheme or through maximization of the existing transformers, or a completely a new area where we have a government institution, a school, a dispensary, a technical vocational training center, that the government of Kenya has decided that all those government institutions must have access to healthy and stable electricity. If you look at the road network of my constituency, from the time that I became the vice chair of the Roads and Transport Committee, political leadership is all about using your influence to the benefit of your people. You've seen we are tarmacking the road from Rashid Junction to Chebukwabi Market. We've already done 1 kilometer, and we have enough funding to do another 8 kilometers, which we will see the road now get to Chebukwabi Primary School. These are the funds from RMLF, Road Maintenance Levy. We have also remaining with about 500 meters to complete tarmacking of the road from Kimilili town through Huiroro, through Daylight to Chebukwabi. We are also opening up the road from just here is called Msambichi all the way to a stage called Stage Kibisi. Something that has never happened in the history of independence of our constituency. And that area around Chambarita, it was in darkness all the time. So we first took their electricity in the last 2 months. They have power. We have also, we are currently doing line construction so that we can energize many more homes around that particular area. And with opening up of that road, it will go a long way into ensuring connectivity and travel of our people. We have also advertised, and the tenders were closed. They are currently under evaluation, so that we can continue with the tarmacking of the road from Kimilili through Maeni to Kapsokon. We have also completed tendering for the road, for the continuation of tarmac of the road from Machinjoni in Kimilili town, past Mukulima, past Nasusi, up to Chesamis. There are also very many other roads. In Kimilili constituency, we work very well with their members of county assemblies. We don't engage in blame games on which road belongs to the national government and which road belongs to the county government. My role as a member of parliament is to source for funds to make our roads motorable, regardless of whether the road falls under the county government or the national government. For those roads that falls under the county government of Bungoma has been very supportive in terms of issuing letters of no objection so that KERA can go ahead and make those roads motorable. Some of the roads which we've been working on, despite the fact that they don't fall within the purview of national government, are roads like Matili, Sihendu, all the way to Maeni, the road from Maeni Market through Nasusi to number 1, the road from Huiroro towards Dreamland, the road from Kamsinga to Kamtiong, the road that passes through Chelekei Primary School to Kambini, the road that traverses Misihu through Kambini Primary School, the road from Marofu Onyili is a road in Kamkuya, the road from Kamkuya Market towards Musembe, the road from Kamkuya Market through Nakalira to Wabuhonyi. And for your information, when we are doing a road that is very important and it connects two constituencies, I, as the Member of Parliament, would not discriminate. The road from Kamkuya, it goes up to Wabuhonyi in Webuye East. We don't say that because our constituency ends at Nakalira, so we stop there. We just continue with the road until to the next constituency. The road from Sango here in Chepkwabi that moves from Daylight, passes Chiuna Market, up to Kimalewa, up to a place called Sango, near a school called Moses Wetangula School in Mukuyuni Ward. When we did it last time, we did not bother that this road is a short road from Daylight, that it ends in the Kibisi River. We did it past Kimalewa because the connectivity of our people is in such a way that they traverse these two constituencies. There is another road from Nasusi all the way to number 1. It ends there. It ends there, but we extend it up to Mount Elgon. I have also given instruction that when we are maintaining the road from Kimilili DCC through Moigars Kamsinga to Kamtiong, we should not end there. We should go at least 2-3 kilometers inside Mount Elgon for issuance of the connectivity of our people from Mount Elgon to Kimilili, from Kimilili to Mount Elgon. Yeah. So in terms of our road network in our constituency, there is no road that is impassable. And if there is any, we usually move in swiftly. We solicit for funds, we look for funds every financial year, either from RMLF or from GOK, to be able to sort it out. The road that has been a menace for many years, from Sikata to Bokoli to Kimilili, we agreed that we remove all those bad tarmacs, make the road motorable, and then even as we are doing tarmacking of that road, the road will still be motorable, and people will not have to go round through Chwele when they are going to Bungoma. So that work is completed. Now the whole road is motorable, and we are resuming tarmacking of the same road Tuesday next week, and we have enough funds to do another around 12 kilometers. And because we're also getting into the budget cycle for RMLF and national government budgeting, we will ensure there is enough funds to complete that road within the shortest period of time. I have also realized that when you are a member of parliament, you are such a very powerful person in the country, and that you can solicit funds from various parties. So in my constituency, I have also, through my foundation, invested heavily in the healthcare sector. We have ambulatory services that support our people, evacuating our patients from one hospital to the other, especially hospitals where they don't have ambulance, or from the hospitals where the charges for ambulatory services are way above what certain cadres of people can afford. So we come in to assist. So we have also provided support to some of our dispensaries. We have a dispensary called Bai. Previously, before this dispensary, used to have one ward for everybody, for the children, maternity. So we came in and we were able to put up another ward. We have built a TB center. We have built a comprehensive care center. And we have also built a child maternal health care, where after our mothers and our women have delivered, they go back with their babies for checkups to ensure that the womb has not developed problems and that the children are developing well. So those are things which I felt like as a member of parliament, you must be able to give back to the community. And you'll all remember that before I declared my interest to run for governor of Bungoma, during the last parliament, or rather to the run-up to the last general elections, we had around 2 constituencies in Bungoma whose member of parliament were soliciting for a 4th term, another one a 5th term. And most of our aspirants for member of parliament position in those constituencies, they actually used my name to campaign. Some people have been asking why I am very popular in Bungoma. The reason is because member for parliament for Tongren constituency, Honorable John Murumba Chikati, the MP for Webuye East, the MP for Kabuchai, the MP for Bumula, and the MP for Kandui. They actually campaigned for me throughout their campaign cycle for the 2022 general elections. What they were saying and asking questions that why is it that Kimilili constituency that are elected one of the youngest member of parliament in the history of Western Kenya, the name of DIDMUS Barasa, has been able to revolutionize the educational infrastructure in his constituency within a period of less than 4 years. And they were rallying their constituents to elect them so that their constituencies can at least be like Kimilili constituency. So because of what we have done in Kimilili constituency between 2017 to 2021 is what those MPs who were aspirants by then were leveraging on to say that it is not the number of years that one has served as a member of parliament that is required to see tangible results. But once you have commitment and the passion, people can begin to see the changes. Even in 2 years or 3 years that one is elected, and on the basis of that, they were telling their people that please elect me. This constituency will be like Kimilili. So somehow my name was floated everywhere because of the record that we have set in my constituency. But when I said I want to be governor of Bungoma, of course, even in parliament we have seniority. Yeah, a member of parliament who is serving for more years is senior than a member of parliament who is serving less number of years. Like here in Bungoma, the MP for Mount Elgon, the MP for Sirisia, the MP for Webuye West, they are more senior than all of us by rank and file, because of we have our way of parliament is like a club, so we have a way of respecting our seniors, those who have served many years than ourselves. They have served more than 3 terms. I'm serving my 2nd term, so they are more senior than us in terms of hierarchy, even in the parliament, unless if you follow those that are in leadership. If you follow those that are in leadership, then you will know that at least Dan Wanyama is senior because he's the chair of our committee. Then I'm the 2nd one in that category because I am vice chair of a parliamentary committee. So when I declared to run for governor of Bungoma, my competitors has unsuccessfully attempted to discredit my track record. But my track record cannot be hidden by all standards. They are visible. 2 years ago, they were saying that the story buildings you build here, they have been condemned, they are cracked, they are substandard. We have moved to the next level of cabro tiling and facing out the old classrooms. I think they have gone mute because they have realized that that cannot be sold anywhere because it is a fat lie. It's all false, you know. So we are now entering the last phase of our parliamentary term. In the next few weeks, we will be in 2026. I want to make a commitment to the people of Bungoma that when I will spell out my manifesto, that is what will separate boys from men. My view of where we stand as a county is completely different from the last 2 governors that we have had in Bungoma. I see things different. If you ask the people of Kenya why they supported devolution, they will simply tell you that they supported devolution because they wanted devolution to solve the small problems that the national government or the central government had ignored for very many years. the role of government is to sort out public problems, either through construction of various projects to solve a public problem, or through enactment of a law or a policy that will change the way of doing things and solve that public problem. We have a number of challenges. Our healthcare systems continue to have serious challenges that even our previous governors seem not to understand. You know, my understanding of how we can solve those many problems in our healthcare is very simple. You see, the previous governments attempted to say that they were decongesting our Bungoma County Referral Hospital. So they went and put up another very huge building that has remained a white elephant. You know, my understanding that if you want to decongest Bungoma County Referral Hospital, you don't build another hospital next to it, but you upgrade the equipments that are found in our 9 sub-county referral hospitals to a level where it is not even necessary for somebody to travel from Kimilili to Bungoma, from Kapsokon to Bungoma, from Cheptais to Bungoma, or from Tongaren to Bungoma, and that they can get those services from the sub-county referral hospital that is found within the constituency. That's number one. Number two, we only have about 150 health centers in Bungoma County on average. Some wards have 2, others have 1. That is a center of our primary health care. But the way they look like, even if assuming you are sick and you are taken to those facilities, you will feel like your own home is better than them in terms of you can just send your children to go and bring you medicine from the pharmacy. We must make them appear like when you go to those facilities, you psychologically feel like you are visiting a hospital. Yeah, so we must make them proper. I have a plan on what I will do, and that one can be done within a minimum specific of time. We all need to focus on the right priorities. You know, I have heard the former governor say that he did very well by initiating a milk processing plant in Webuye, a facility that has remained a wild elephant, and it has gobbled millions of shillings. I'm told the budget was in excess of 800 million. Now let me ask you a very simple question. If the national government was unable to run sugar factories until they decided to lease them out, they sold pen and paper. Who tells you that the government of Bungoma has capacity to run a milk processing factory in Webuye? The people of Bungoma, all they require is market for their milk. Yeah? So all we needed to have done is to approach KCC or Brookside or any other milk processing factory in our country, that what do we do as a county so that we can come up and set up a milk collection center from our farmers in Bungoma. If they will say that for us to set up a milk processing plant in Bungoma, collection center in Bungoma, we have to partner where the county can be able to provide this milk collection refrigerated trucks. Then we can buy them so that they can be able to collect milk from the farmers to that center before they are picked by either Brookside or KCC. Or alternatively, we can say, if they say that for us to set up a milk collection center in Bungoma, you must have, or you must be able to produce 50,000 liters of milk per day. Then we can quickly look around and see how many liters of milk the farmers of Bungoma are producing. So the deficit, we convert it into the number of dairy cows. Then we get these cows, then we can find a formula of how we are going to distribute these dairy cows across Bungoma in different cooperative societies, with different farmers, so that they can now be able to meet the deficit of the liters of milk that are required, that we are required as a county to meet before Brookside or KCC sets up a milk collection center in Bungoma. That is all we need to do, and we can divert that 800 million plus that was put to construct the milk processing plant into good use by developing our farmers. By developing capacity of our farmers, we will simply also be increasing their purchasing power. So in a nutshell, when time comes that I am required to tell the people of Bungoma what I will do for them if elected governor of Bungoma, I will step forward and say, what I am doing now is that I'm refining my manifesto day by day. The meetings that I do with the people of Bungoma are meetings where I'm able to focus the problem that they go through every day, and I try to embed the answer in my manifesto. The development of my manifesto has always been an ongoing exercise. Every day I learn something, I develop an idea, I put it down on a piece of paper, and we will roll out our manifesto through pomp and color. We will launch our bid officially sometime in towards the end of next year. By December 2026, we will be able to launch our bid officially. We will be able to spell out what we will do with the people of Bungoma if given an opportunity to be their governor. And we will carry out clinics, the workshops everywhere, so that we can be able to educate our people on how. To me, it's not just what I will do, but it is more of how I will do it, so that our people can remain hopeful going forward. I think that is all I wanted, to have an engagement with you, and I will be happy to pick a few questions from you members of the Fourth Estate, because you are very good people and you mirror our societal problems.
How are you?
Very good, my friend.
I don't know, I've been up and down arranging some things. I don't know whether you addressed Kapchai by-election.
What about Kapchai by-election?
Your thoughts about the outcome and your stand?
Number one is that I respect the choice of the people of Chwele Kapchai. The victory of Eric Wekesa mirrors what the people of Chwele Kapchai wanted. Eric Wekesa may have had a superior plan for them. And I think the Ford Kenya candidate, I think he was below average. Even when I went there to campaign for him, and you saw him carrying the kifunguo, and his names were upside down. That explained that the candidate, by all standards, was below average. Because those are small things that that matters. But for most of us who are in government and we are able to see the surveys that were done from the number of votes that the Ford Kenya candidate garnered, I think you must salute that Ford Kenya team. Because from the very onset, we were worried that our candidate may not even garner 800 votes. But garnering less than at least 2,700 votes, I think you have to salute them. They tried. The other candidate, but there is one lesson that we must learn. When I did my research, I found out that the blame for the loss of Ford Kenya candidate should go to a small cabal that surrounds Speaker Moses Wetangula. There's a small cabal of around 3-4 people who are squarely to blame. I was told that Eric Wekesa, who's the current MCA for Chwele Kapchai, was initially fronted by Majimbo Kalasinga to run for that particular seat on a Ford Kenya candidate because he has done some survey, and Eric Wekesa was very strong. But that cabal that hangs around Speaker Moses Wetangula, they are around 3 MCAs. They felt like that Eric Wekesa should not be given the Ford Kenya ticket simply because he was fronted by Majimbo Kalasinga. And according to them, Majimbo Kalasinga is not loyal to the party and to the party leader. They forgot that in politics, when you want to win, it is not about the people you like. It's about the people you need. It's not about the candidate that you like. It's about the candidate that you need. And these things of loyalty, fidelity, they are neither here nor there. The aim of a political party is to win seats. So that is lesson number 1 to all political leaders in our country. That don't allow yourself to be misled by a small cabal of people who make decisions based on flimsy gossips that they pick up from their villages. But above all, I wish Eric Wekesa success in his endeavor to implement his manifesto and serve the people of Chwele Kapchai.
If we talk passionately about the construction of Huduma Center, which is in its tail end, When are you planning to launch it, to bring substance closer to the people?
What we are doing now is that we are doing the fence for the Huduma Center in Kimilili. We are doing the fence, concrete fence, around the building. We are also beginning to lay cabro tomorrow, working on the drainage. We have already done petitions. We have already erected the workstations that are commensurate with the number of government services that we will be offering. We have already begun shipping the furniture from Nairobi. They are on their way. They could arrive any day from tomorrow. The furniture's desks, and basically that would mark the horizon of our journey to construct the Huduma Center. We set up a Huduma Center committee. The secretary, who is on that Huduma Center construction committee, is the Huduma Center manager for Bungoma. And there is a secondment of an individual from the Huduma Center head office from Nairobi. Every 2 weeks, the Huduma Center from Nairobi, State House, specifically the Presidential Delivery Unit, they usually visit the Huduma Center to assess progress and they report back to their respective offices. So I can confidently say that a Huduma Center in Kimilili is going to be opened in the month of January, and we are persuading the President of the Republic of Kenya to be the chief guest when we will be opening our Huduma Center. So I can confidently say that the staffs from various state departments that will be seconded to Huduma Center in Kimilili, they have already been identified. They are doing the relevant deduction that is required, and it will only take a click of the button anytime from next month for them now to be told, now from today henceforth your workstation is going to be Huduma Center Kimilili constituency. Yeah.
If I was to read one of the comments here by Ignatius Nkuru, he supports your thought of empowering the sub-county hospitals, but then he's asking the question, what about the budget?
You know, that question is a bit, is a good question, but it's a misplaced question. Because I said, the money which the county government of Bungoma has put in constructing another hospital next to Bungoma County Referral Hospital in the view of decongesting it, that is the money which could have gone to build capacity of various sub-county hospitals. Number two, let me ask you a very simple question. Today we celebrate as a county that we have a Masinde Muliro Stadium in Bungoma, where we spent close to 1 billion constructing it. When they were constructing it, we were being told that we will host AFCON, African Cup of Nations. And we were told that that stadium would go a long way in nurturing talents of our young people in Bungoma. I want to pose a question. As we speak today, how many Premier League matches has that stadium hosted? How many African Cup of Nations matches that that stadium hosted? Yeah? What activities are going there that are related to nurturing of talents of our people? That 1 billion shillings that went into that stadium, plus the money that went into the construction of a milk processing plant in Webuye, plus the money that was used for landscaping from Musikoma to Kandui. When you put together those money and you are able to invest that money in the right priorities, I want to tell you there will be nobody from Kapsokon who would ever want to go to seek for some medication in Bungoma County Referral Hospital. For your information, I want to put it to you that all private and government hospitals around this region, around Kimilili, around Kapsokon, around Naitiri, around Kapchai here in Mbuyuni, they go for X-ray services in a hospital called Dreamland. That is where an X-ray is. That today, if you are involved in a motorcycle accident and you are taken to Kapsokon Hospital, or you are taken to Kimilili District Hospital, Kimilili Sub-County Hospital, or Naitiri, they will not attend to you until either you travel to Ebuye for an X-ray picture, or you go to Dreamland before they commence attending to you and getting medical attention. Otherwise, they are not even allowed to give you any painkiller because they don't know the extent of the fracture. So that's why I'm telling you that we have so much money. Now let me tell you something, Edu. Kimilili constituency will receive around development money on average from the time I became member of parliament to date, 100 million from CDF. When you remove bursary, say you remain with around 70 million. So if you take 70 times 10 years, that I will serve as a member of parliament here for 10 years. Of course, now we are on the 8th year. 8 times 7, that's around less than $500 million. Less than 500 million. The money that we receive here in Kimilili. If I just take you through what we have done, and you can take the total of how much money we have spent. We have spent 8 million in Tarajamungu Primary School, 14 million in Tarajamungu Primary School for putting up a store building. We have spent 14 million in Asianda, 8 million in Temba Primary School, 14 million in Kimilili RC Girls, 14 million in Moi Girls, Kamsinga AC Primary School, 14 million in Kimilili DB, 14 million in Bituyu Primary, 14 million in Matili FYM, Namawanga DB, Matili RC, Chelekei Primary School, Kambini, Misikumeni SDA, Kamaselo Primary, Kamsinde RC, Kamsinde FYM, Suleiman Murunga, Kamkuyu ISC Primary School, we spent another 32 million, Chesamis Primary School, Kamkuyu FYM. I can count those very many issues, very many things, with less than 500 million for 8 years. In Bungoma, we receive 12 billion from shareable revenue and 2 million from on source, around 14 billion. When you add money from World Bank, from development partners, you know, you will realize that in Bungoma we are receiving close to almost 18 billion. That 18 billion, with the proper management of our county resources, you will have enough money. You know, look at my house here. This house which you see here, I put in 10 million. 10 million this house had taken shape and I could sleep in this house. I told you we have around 150 dispensaries in the whole of Bungoma County. I have counted, literally counted them. So you can imagine if you put 10 million in every dispensary, that would be 1.5 billion. Assuming you build it over time, you can say in 3 financial years. Because you have to begin from somewhere. Then cumulatively you can say this is what I have achieved. You can imagine even if you say out of 45 wards You're only beginning with one dispensary in every ward. So you'll have 45. 45 that times 10 million, that is 450 million shillings. So if you have at least one dispensary in every ward that looks like my house, I am sure even when you are suffering from malaria and you are admitted in such a facility, when you get there and just because of the confidence levels, you know when you have psychological confidence, your immunity is naturally boosted. When they are boosted, your immune system now fights off malaria, then you are healed. So when I usually say that during my time as governor of Bungoma, I will sort out our dispensary to the level where sick people will be healed once they get there, I simply say that today it is medically proven. Today when you are sick and your psychological morale goes down, your immune system also drops. Yeah. But when you have confidence that you are in the right hands, you are in the right facility, right hospital, and that the medical extension that are being extended to you are satisfactory, your confidence levels comes back, your immune system works, begins to run, and you get healed. So when I say that when I will be governor of Bungoma, small ailments that otherwise will have an individual hospitalized for 3-4 days, you go to the hospital, your immune system just wakes up, and then you're sorted out. So it's just about planning. And in terms of planning, I am meticulous. My military background makes me a very good planner. Yeah. My education background is basically in I deviated from electrical engineering into public administration, and I can tell you that in terms of planning, when I came in as a member of parliament, I planned well on what I wanted to achieve in 5 years. And of course, just to give you a preview, when I came in, my predecessor was taking money even to schools like French School Kamsinga. You could even take money to a school to build a swimming pool. You get the point? You could take money to a number of secondary schools to build gates. That you build a very nice gate and there is no perimeter wall. So when I came in, I had to do school needs assessment. And when I did school needs assessment plus available source of income for schools, I was shocked. There are schools like Mildy Boys High School, Chesamis High School, French School Kamsinga, Moi Girls Kamsinga. Because of the number of students in their school, the amount of money they receive from national government in the name of capitation, the school fees they collect, their turnover per year is more than what we get as CDF from national government. So they are more rich than CDF Kimilili constituency. So they don't require to get any financial support apart from bursary for needy students. So that's why in my constituency, the only secondary schools that have sent money from CDF is Friends number 1, because we registered that school from scratch and we had to build it to make it stand. New Hope Mwangale, we had to build schools because it was a new school and a very young school. Kamkuya Township High School, we bought land and built a school from scratch because it never existed physically. Sibakala, we are putting up a dormitory. St. John's Buko, those are schools which I send money. Yeah, the schools that has a population of less than 500, but a school that has got 1,000 students, 2,500. Yeah, how can you send money to a school like First School Kamsinga? So those schools I go to negotiate with the Ministry of Education so that they can get their allocation from national government through infrastructural fund directly to my high schools. 10 million, 15 million, 30 million, 60 million. You get the point? For your information, Kimilili constituency, we always hitting headlines for good reasons. Kimilili constituency is one of the very few constituencies in Kenya with a Huduma Center, a newly built state-of-the-art Huduma Center, number one. Number two, we are also going into the annals of the history that we are the only school, forget about Bungoma, Kandui, which is basically Bungoma town. But even, do you know that in Kimilili we have 2 national schools? Are you aware? There is no national school in Mount Elgon. There is no national school in Bumula. Are you aware? There is no national school, you know. Kimilili we have 2 national schools. Yeah. Are you aware that we have constituencies in Bungoma that don't even have a bank? Not even an ATM machine. Are you aware? Hmm? Have you ever seen an ATM machine in Mount Elgon constituency? You know? So I am telling you, if you have a leader who doesn't do meticulous planning, his people will suffer, you know. And I usually look at some members of parliament who waste their time to fight me, to discredit my track record by peddling falsehood. I look at their constituency and I wonder, yeah. Are you aware that just because me, I'm not, I am a very liberal leader. I want you to go and do a research, because you people, you are journalists. Go and find out the Matili Technical Training Institute was actually removed on the cabinet paper for approval to a national polytechnic to accommodate Kisiwa. But I said, because I want to be a member of a governor for Bungoma, for everybody, I said, let be it. Are you aware? The pronouncement by the head of state to make Matili National Polytechnic was made in Amtala Stadium by the president himself on Madaraka Day celebrations that were held in Bungoma. You remember, after Madaraka Day celebrations in Bungoma, we had an interdenominational prayer service in the Kimilili constituency. That is when the pronouncement was made, you know, and my efforts to make it a national polytechnic had seen Matili Technical Training Institute make it on the cabinet paper, full cabinet paper. It was removed to accommodate Kisiwa, but because and I decided myself, and I want you to write somewhere, because I am completing modernization of all the primary schools in Kimilili constituency by May, by May 2026. The money for CDF for the next financial year, 2026-2027, I am going to bring the infrastructure of Matili Technical Training Institute better than Bungoma National Polytechnic. As we speak today, I have a population of 8,600 students. I am going to push the population of Matili to an excess of 12,000 by end of 2027. That one I have decided. And I have said that the vision that I had in my mind to make Matili a national polytechnic. A national polytechnic is just a name. Yeah? But I'm going to actualize and make Matili to be on the status of a national, even of a university, before my tenure as member of parliament for Kimilili constituency comes to an end by 2027. That one I'm going to do it. Yeah? That one there will be no interference with anybody. It only requires my CDF team to sort out. You know, those who say that, but of course nowadays they don't say it because I sued them. You know, those who are saying that CDF for Kimilili is managed from Nairobi, you know, I sued them. You know, I realized that you can't be perpetuating false narratives every day. So I sued them, so they are gagged. They can't say it now. So I sued them for compensation for damages, because I've realized even in this country nowadays, if you peddle lies against an individual, it can be turned into an investment. Yeah. So I sued them. Nowadays they don't. Even assuming that if Kimilili was managed from Nairobi, then I think any like-minded Kenyan will tell you, then all constituencies should be managed from Nairobi. If being managed from Nairobi, you're able to see all these magnificent buildings we are unleashing here, then you're better all the constituencies to be managed from Nairobi. Anybody who said that, who associates Kimilili to CDF embezzlement, then you can say that other constituencies, they are just robbing. They are just taking literally all the money. When they come in the account, they take all the money, you know. So those are things which I think we ignore and proceed forward. Another question?
The last one.
Yeah.
Evans Juma is asking, you promised to do rural electrification at Maeni. He's just wondering if you still have plans to electrify.
Yeah, we have all those areas that I said. I don't say something which is not in the pipeline. Any of my pronouncement about an area being connected to electricity, either it means we have an approved budget, we are at survey stage. Survey stage is where either Kenya Power or REA or REREC officers will come to do and find out where the way leaves will pass, how much materials they require, how many homes, you know, or either is at a contracting stage where they have done procurement and they are only waiting to award somebody a contract to come and begin construction, or a tender has been awarded and the contractor is mobilizing materials. So all the pronouncements that I make them on the basis of having an approved budget.
Mheshimiwa, niko na swali hapa.
Yeah.
Kuna yule ambaye atakuja atafanya ile kazi unafanya ama la. La pili, tunaona there is some 2 years by election ya senator hapa. Will support for Kenya. Pale kile kabisa support for Kenya. Kuna jamaa anauliza hapa kwamba 2027 utakujia kwa Fort Kenya ama kwa UDA. Swali la mwisho. Umesema kwamba kuna mtu ambaye alisimamisha ile mchakato ya kuiboresha kuifanya iwe national polytechnic, lakini haikuwezekana. Unaweza kutuambia alikuwa nani? Nafikiri ni hayo.
Number one, nikianza na swali yako ya mwisho kuhusu vile Matili ilisimamishwa kuwa national polytechnic. Wanasema kwa Kiswahili kila mwamba ngoma kuja kwake. Mimi nikiwa hapa mbunge wa Kimilili nafanya siasa ya maendeleo nikifuruta ikuja Kimilili. Same to mbunge wa Mount Elgon, Kapchai, Bungoma, everywhere. Lakini mimi nilikuwa nimeshirikiana na Ken Musaka kuhakikisha kwamba Matili inakuwa national polytechnic. Kwa wale ambao walisimamisha wakariroot, we say in English, the story for another day. ende ngehondala zemalelo motausa. Ya pili, mimi ni mtu mungwana. Ni mtu ambaye I embrace teamwork. Ile by election ya Chwele Kapchai nilienda huko mara moja, na nilienda kwa sababu sikuwa nataka wanachama wangu wa Kenya Kwanza wanilaumu kwamba mimi nimewasabotage, sijashiriki katika campaign hizo za uchaguzi mdogo wa wadi. Na ndio maana nikaenda hapo mara ya mwisho, ndio nikisema wacha niende pale, hata kama tulijua tunaenda kuanguka because the intelligence was very clear. Nikasema wacha tuanguke kama team so that it can be lessons, you know, so that when we convene a meeting and we are discussing about whether we are progressing or we are retrogressing, I may have the local stand-by to also say, let me address the sitting, because I was part of a team that failed to deliver on that particular seat, you know. And I also went there knowing that we might not do well, so that when we are having our strategy meetings as a Kenya Kwanza, I can use an example to say that this business of some political brokers, of some politicians who want to make decisions on the basis of the moral standing of a candidate, ati huyu ni mkora, huyu ni conman, huyu ni mfupi, huyu ni muzi ya wash, huyu alikuwa anaimba ng'ombe zamani. It is not about all those things. It's about watu wanampenda ama hawampendi. That is what makes the whole difference, right? You know, because people kwa Bungoma wako na marking scheme yao. They know what they want from a candidate, right? And the reason why parties are dying is because of a few individuals elbowing other candidates who go to win. Mimi nilikuwa Ford Kenya mwaka wa from 2013 to 2016. Wakora hapo tu wakanisukuma, nikaenda kwa Jubilee nikashinda. Rafiki yangu mbunge wa Kimini, mbunge wa Charanganyi alikuwa Ford Kenya. Wakora wakaanza hapo, huyu atashinda, huyu atashinda, akaenda DAP akashinda. You get the point? So I think those are good lessons that we are learning from the people who surround our political figures in our country, and kind of block them from seeing the reality on the ground, right? That if we want to be a relevant politician in our country, if we want to be a relevant party leader of a political party in Kenya, you must not allow yourself to be blindfolded by a clique of people that surrounds you. The one we call in political science chesters in the royal crown. These are people who always tell the king that you are not naked, that in fact you are smartly dressed, when they are fully aware that the king is naked, right? So I have said it many times, Warupao, that as a gubernatorial candidate, and I want to advise the young people of our nation who want to be MCS, who want to be members of parliament, who want to be senators, who want to be governors, including those who seek for party endorsement to run for President of the Republic of Kenya. Join a political group that celebrates you, not a group that tolerates you. Like I said before, I will work with a team that celebrates me, that are passionate about me, but not with a group of people that appear to tolerate me and perpetuate a narrative that they believe in the leadership of someone else who have even refused to join their party. But that is not to say, you know, at times I had some people holding a contrary view. They tell me that now we love you as an individual, don't associate with so and so. Or, you know, my business is to win election, is to be governor of Bungoma. Anybody who is a voter in Bungoma, regardless of their political affiliations, I will knock on their door, ask for them to support me. You get the point? Even the well-known proponents of Tawe, who are voters in Bungoma, I will go to them to vote for me. Yeah? Even the few who are perpetuating a narrative that I should run away from Moses Wetangula, I should not. Why would I run away from him and he is a voter? At least he has his vote. He has his family. He has his supporters. We can have another debate about how many are they. Yeah? But as long as they are voters in Bungoma, I will embrace all of them so that they're going to be able to vote for me, because given an opportunity, the development that I will bring in our county, those development will serve everybody, regardless of your party affiliations. So when you are out there, even tell the few supporters of Tawe movement that I love them and I will wish to work together with them. So I will not be that stupid politicians who will go out to say that I want to run for governor, but I don't want your vote. You keep away from me. I can't do those kind of things. I mean, every vote matters in Bungoma. And I think also, to be honest and fair, one by-election in a ward out of 45 wards cannot ultimately provide a campus direction on how the future voting patterns will go by. It's not. I believe that the people of Chwele Kapchai voted for Eric Wekesa because they believed in him and that he had a superior plan for them than all other candidates. And they were sharp. Even me, when I listen to Eric, I mean, he's more sharp than Maunda. Like what I said in my opening remarks, I had given him some small secret on how to get himself at least 200 or 500 votes, but he held my key upside down. You see the name Maunda was written upside down. So that is the first answer that you got wrong. You know, because politics is all about perception, and you communicate something. And the people around him, when I was listening to their campaigns, I think they thought that they had already won. You know, they were a bit abrasive. You know, they were very provocative. They were appearing as if winning an election is like a tug of war. You know, a tug of war, you just eat ugali, you ensure you went to the gym very well, and you ensure you use physical energy. Winning an election, you don't use physical energy. Winning an election, you use the wisdom that only comes from God. It's very rare, you know. And the question? No, people have got different ways of doing things. The only advantage that my successor as an MP for Kimilili constituency will have is that you are sure he will still have DIDMUS Barasha in the name of Governor of Bungoma, that I will continue to hold their hand. The doors that I've been knocking since 2017 to date, I will hand over the keys to them. I will introduce them to the people in government who have always supported my leadership in terms of having allocations from national government directly to our schools. And yote tisa, I will manage to tell them that, you know, one thing that many new members of parliament don't know is that parliamentary departmental committees are very important. Departmental committees of National Assembly plays a critical role in ensuring that the wishes of the people from various constituencies finds themselves in the budget document, in the budget estimates. You know, when we were elected member of parliament in 2017, I was a member of a departmental committee on national security. Yeah. Apart from getting a few people to be employed in the police as police officers, and also a number of young people who are looking for jobs in the public service, because that department oversights public service commission. You know, there isn't much that we were able to get during that time. You know, but then I realized that a committee is very important, because the agencies will appear before a committee to defend their budget when they are doing the estimates, when they are doing their budget ceiling. So when you are a member of that relevant committee, you are able to sneak in the interest of people from your constituency. So when we went there, everybody decided to become a member of a committee, depending on, it's not about your expertise. You know, many people thought that when you are given a pen and a paper to suggest the committee where you wish to serve in, some people who are lawyers, they feel like because they are lawyers for the country, like member of parliament for Kandui, my very good friend John Makali, thought that because him is a lawyer of reputable standing, so he will serve this country better when he's a member of Justice and Legal Affairs Committee. I thought maybe he wanted to use that opportunity to ensure that there are many courts in his constituency, or there are many judges in the constituency. I don't know what drove him to advancing the interest of being a member of Justice and Legal Affairs Committee. When you are a new member of parliament, before you decide which departmental committee of National Assembly I want to serve in, do an assessment of the needs of your people, you know, in your constituency. If your constituency has serious issues of insecurity, then you can be a member of National Security and Administration Committee, so that you can be very close to the IG and DIG, so that you ensure that there is security in your area. If your area has got poor access of roads, the roads are bad, they need to be sorted out, then you look to be a member of Roads and Transport Committee. If you come from an area that has a problem with water is a problem, then you go to the Committee on Water and Blue Economy, thereabout. If you come from Mombasa, where you have hotels and tourism, then you become a member of Tourism Committee, those kind of things, right? So the new member of parliament who will come in, I will guide that member of parliament accordingly, because I understand the problem for our people, right? So that he gets into the rightful committee, because a committee is an important tool that catalyzes development in your constituency. Today, if you walk in my road, I saw the MP for Sirisia lamenting in Tongaren that I am vice chair of the roads committee, that all the agencies, Kura, Kera, Kenha, they are under my watch, and they appeared to, he thought that he will flicker the poor road network in other constituencies to me, but he forgot that I am not yet the governor of Bungoma. As we speak today, I'm a member of parliament for Kimilili constituency. I work for the people of Kimilili constituency, and he forgot that I have also unlocked the deadlock of his road from Mayanja to Bisunu, you know. So the MP who will come before me, I wish that he does better than myself, because I have set a proper foundation, better than the one I have found from the previous member of parliament. And I will want them to elect my good successor. I will not influence how they will vote, but I will guide them. I will work closely with them in ensuring that they choose my successor from my coalition, from the party which I will be in, so that we flow in the same spirit and take our constituency to the next level.
Parting shot.
Yeah, my parting shot here is that I want to appreciate the people of Bungoma the people of Bungoma have expressed their willingness to support me so that I can be their governor from everywhere that I have gone. They have brushed off propaganda that is usually fueled from everybody. And most importantly, I want to address the Member of Parliament for Webuye West, who has been on record casting aspersions on the character of a person of DIDMUS Barasa. I want to tell him that DIDMUS Barasa is an institution. He cannot manage to fight. You know, if there is an individual with a proven record of integrity, with a proven record of embezzlement of funds meant to alleviate poverty from our people, it's him. I have never been to EACC to record a statement on anything in this country, you know. But him, he has been there not once, not twice. He was on a document that was forwarded to DPP for prosecution for embezzlement of funds for the people of Bungoma. And the only reason why he was let off the hook by DPP is because his conduit, his co-partner in crime, the company which they used, the director was our former governor's brother, who is since deceased. So he was saved from prosecution by simply because the director of the company that they used together was not available to record statement, because that gentleman died, and may his soul rest in eternal peace. So he doesn't have rocker standard to lecturers. And for your information, I want to address Dan Wanyama, because he's the only person who seemed to be so bitter. He has positioned himself as a very powerful figure. I want to remind the people of Bungoma that we were in Webuye West campaigning for in a funeral, and we were campaigning. Me, I was campaigning for Wafula Wakoli, but he was campaigning for Mwambu Mabonga to be senator of Bungoma in the senatorial by-election. And he told his people that don't follow what DIDMUS tells you. But the only thing that DIDMUS tells you that you have to believe it is his name. So he said that so that his people should not follow what I told them, that Wakoli is going to win. And let me just show you the statistics on how the two candidates performed. The one I was supporting and the one he was supporting in his own constituency. Let me read for you. No, with this AI, I just come here and you say, how did David Wafula Wakoli perform in senatorial by-election in Webuye constituency against Mwambu Mabonga. So here, David Wafula Wakoli got 5,969 votes against the Webuye West member of member of parliament preferred candidate Mwambu Mabonga, who got 2,639. So he cannot claim to influence how his people would vote. They disregarded his rallying call to vote for his candidate, who got less than 3,000 votes. But the candidate that I was supporting got 6,000 votes. So even if it were in an exam, the class teacher could have said, see me with your parents on Monday in the staff room. You know? So I appreciate the people of Webuye West. They have ignored him completely. They basically know that in terms of development, you can't compare me. At least you can't compare me with those, some of these people who are making noise, bitter as if the elections for governor of Bungoma has already been won by myself. We have another year going forward. Thank you very much.